Hi, welcome back to another episode of Rickerpro Comics and Collector Show. I am your host, Rickerpro. Alright folks, the other day I asked some of my YouTube subscribers as well as Instagram followers and some of my Facebook friends if they wouldn't mind posting questions about comics, toys, collector's items, anything they've ever wanted to know from Star Wars, Star Trek, and I do my best to answer them. So this is an episode of a little Q&A. Alright, and my first question comes from Stephen Way, who's a student at the Art Institute. When can we do a crossover? Just to let you know, Stephen does movie reviews on his YouTube channel, Way Reviews. Well, Stephen, first chance I get, I'm going to do a Batman vs. Superman episode. And on that episode, I'd like you to be able to do a review and let the audience know what you personally thought about the movie. My next one comes from an old boss of mine. His name is Miguel Rodriguez. Do you have any Spanish comics? Well, no, I don't. In the past, I have collected some cards, collector cards, that were in Spanish, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering. So I have some that are in German, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, as well as a few Spanish ones. But when it comes to comic books, no. Alright, my next question comes from Ibis Fernandez, who owns CineStar Interactive here in Houston. Which comics read better while on the potty? Well, I guess it's going to come down to your own personal favorite. Currently what I'm reading is a World of Warcraft Dungeon Companion, which is from the Vanilla WoW era. I personally loved raiding back then and going through all the older content. I love thumbing through this. Some of this content I didn't get to see during those days. Obviously I can do it now, but during then I couldn't. But I still enjoy reading and flipping through some of these strategies. Also, I'm reading a Dungeon Master's Guide for Dungeons and Dragons. This is the core rule book for the second edition, and I've often enjoyed this special set of edition, even though I do like the older one. Just thumbing through it and see stuff that I can do now. Alright, the next question comes from Abel Garza. Do you collect limited edition cereal boxes or Coke products that are superhero items? No, I don't, although there have been like cars that I've collected that have had Coke product licensings on them. One was a Batman and one was a Superman Coke, but I've since sold those many years ago in the first shot, so I don't really collect any of that stuff anymore. My next question comes from Clayton Washington, who's also a student at the Art Institute. How do you feel about the new age of comic books being online, and do you believe it devalues the collector's editions on paper? I think it's okay to be able to go back and read comic books. It's obviously not the same as having it in your hand. Does it devalue the comic book itself? I don't think so, because what you have in your hand can never be replaced by something being online. It's just something to be able to hold, to look at. And sometimes the variant covers, the special editions, or the things you find in there, to me are worth more than what you're going to ever find online. Okay, my next question comes from Sammy R. What comic series is your most favorite? When it comes to comic series, it's always going to be Superman. I've enjoyed the JLA, the Justice League, as well as Batman, but I'm a DC fan. But if I was to pick like special crossovers or miniseries or stuff like that, I'm going to have to probably pick the Thanos Quest or the Infinity Wars from Marvel, which was always my favorite. If not the first Crisis on Infinite Earths from DC. Steve Lee Martinez, who's also a student at the Art Institute, asks, do you have any rare collectibles? Everybody's going to have their rare collectibles, every collector, some type, and there's also going to be the ones that they consider their favorite. Some of my rares that I have is the Uncanny X-Men. This one in particular is what the movie Days of Future Past was based upon. This is, you can see Wolverine Kitty Pryde here. The next one is a number 26 X-Men, which is the first appearance of El Tigre. This is an original comic book. I also have an X-Men vs. Teen Titans, which is a rare comic, the first time DC and Marvel ever did something together. If I was to say if I had a rare or ultra favorite item, it'd have to be my Crypto. This thing's about 12 years old, and of all the toys I have, it's my favorite. I particularly probably give up everything I have, except for this little guy. And I can't really tell you why other than he's my favorite. My last question comes from Beast_Kick. Are you hyped for the Captain America Civil War? And what is the best movie of the year so far? Civil War, I think, really looks good. I am looking forward to it. I originally thought it was going to be based upon the series that came from Marvel, hence the word Civil War, but obviously that's a different storyline than in this one. But it'd be interesting to see what this movie is all about. The best movie of the year so far, I'm sorry, it's always going to be Batman vs. Superman. I've waited all these years to see both of them go at it in live, and I enjoyed the movie. Other than that, guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Rickerpro Comics. You can also check out my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Could use some more subscribers as well. And don't forget to share. If you have any questions or anything, please leave a comment here. And I'll be more than happy to do it on my next Q&A. Thanks, guys, and have a good night. And please don't forget, my next episode is all about Dragon Ball Z. Take care and have a good night.